with Klopp and Liverpool, because right now there's a lot of question marks with them. The Napoli score last week was absolutely mind-boggling. I cannot get my head around that. Not only that, Liverpool have had a really poor start to the season. Are Liverpool finished? Are Klopp's Liverpool finished? I think that's kind of this question mark we're going to start off with, and we're going to go from there. So I don't know who wants to take the floor with it and start discussing it, because I know I've got my opinions, but whoever wants to take the floor with it.
You can go first, Matt.
Are they finished? Are they finished for this season? This season, for me, is a write-off. They just look so far away from anything they've been over the more recent couple of years. This season's a write-off. Are they finished in total? Probably not. Klopp's too good of a manager, and the team is too good of a team. I just think it's one of them years where they look bereft of any sort of confidence. Losing Mane, it was touched upon on a previous pod. Losing Mane is huge.
Massive.
Huge, and I don't think people fully appreciated how important he was to Liverpool until now. You're seeing Salah's not scoring, Núñez signed, scored, acted like a fool. He's been missing, so we're yet to see whether he's going to come through or not. Mane's a huge miss.
Yeah,
huge miss.
I completely agree. I know some people will get onto me and things and say, they've injuries and things, but you can kind of go down two avenues of this. I think there's two narratives. Is it simply just they've had a lot of injuries, which they have? But I think that's a lazy look at it, because I do think the squad still is a very good squad. When you look at the team they're still playing, it is still a good squad.
Their best 11 is a very good team.
Yeah. The best available 11, is that what you're trying to say?
Well, no. First choice 11.
Yeah, obviously it's an unreal team, but I still think the team that they've got now is still a good team.
They should be doing better than they are.
10 times better. They shouldn't be getting the way that Napoli embarrass them. I think that's one of the worst performances I've seen from a team in years. I've never seen Liverpool play like that. Virgil van Dijk, there's question marks with him. Is he finished?
We were watching it, weren't we? Anguissa, that's gone from Fulham, looked like Yaya Touré in his prime. It was ridiculous. Like, the way he just bullied the midfield. They couldn't get near him. He just dominated the game.
It's not the first time you've seen Van Dijk as a player bullied this year either. First game of the season, Mitrovic.
Yeah,
I thought Joe Gomez in that game was horrific as well. He had multiple errors. A couple of them led directly to goals, and he was just, everything he did was just like calamitous.
Yeah, and they looked better when Matip came on. But I think Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk as a pairing is one of the worst pairings possible. They are just dreadful. Watching the two of them together, I find the weirdest thing about Virgil van Dijk is right now, and obviously injuries and things have happened in his career, but I can't see him ever getting back to the level he was at with the way he's playing at the moment. His confidence is shattered. Not only that, he doesn't attack the ball. He backs off from play all the time, and it's like he's scared. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what it is.
Some of Gomez's better performances came when he was playing right back.
Yeah, I remember those days. They were a long time ago, but he did look all right.
And if you were to put him right back, he's far better defensively than Trent is.
What's the next player we can talk about? Yeah, Trent is just, again, that's another one. We spoke about how defensively he had to improve and things like that, but right now he looks awful. He's not even doing it attacking wise either. And in that game, that went viral on Twitter, and that little clip when he was walking around, that's embarrassing from a right back. The effort, it's like he doesn't care.
I feel a bit sorry for him attacking wise, because I've watched them this season. They've lost Mane, they've been without Thiago, they've been without a few others, Jota, whoever. So now, and obviously Núñez after he was suspended, a lot of the attacking emphasis is on him. He's on him coming inside in the final third, and like he's got a lot of ball in those areas, but there's not really any other. He's like the main creative focal point, which, as good as he is, to do that from right back when you're missing a Jota, you miss Mane's not there, Núñez isn't in the middle of the park, Salah's being pulled further out wide. It's difficult. Obviously, he's just going to struggle without all those options there.
Yeah, and I think with Salah looking like whatever's going on with Salah, I don't want to say it's the same thing when a player they play for a contract, they get the contract, and then they fall off a cliff. We've seen it with other players in recent years doing it. But there's something off with Salah, and when he's not helping down that right-hand side, I do feel for Trent sometimes, because he's not tracking back.
Yeah.
He's not offering anything going forward. Salah he's not even a shadow of himself, his former self.
Did we not see the same problem with Liverpool when it was Sterling and Sturridge, and they were absolutely class, and then one's gone, and then next thing you know, the other one looks lost,
Yeah,
and then they've got to rebuild again. Was it the same concept?
potentially. You know, I hadn't thought of it like that. Yeah, but I just don't know what it is with Salah at the moment. I can't put my finger on it.
I've seen some stuff about like further analysing it. He's out wide a lot more now rather than those inside forward positions, and whether that's due to Núñez coming in and playing an actual number 9 or slight shift in tactics with Mane gone, but he's not in those areas where he scores goals as often. He's not shooting as often. Everything's down basically on his stats. It's hard to say.
It's really hard to say, yeah, because I know it's a lot of if, buts, and maybes, but obviously that's what we've got to analyse and things. But I worry for I've read that thing about the seven season syndrome with Klopp. That's when he got sacked at Mainz. Is when he got sacked at Dortmund, and this is the 7th season of his Liverpool side. And I think it reeks of it. I think right now, with the way it carries on, I'd be calling for his head as well if I was a Liverpool fan.
I've got some stats.
Oh, okay. Here
Which
we go.
may actually back up that. Obviously, he took over 2015.
Yeah,
18?
right. Yeah, it's right. 2015.
Something like
yeah.
that. But for the last 5 years, you look at it. So 17-18 season, after 6 games.
I love this.
So,
He's got his little notes.
There we go. There we go. See? Serious.
We've never seen so much prep, have we?
Serious work. So after 6 games, as we are now, 17 and 18 season, they were 5th with 11 points. 18-19, they were 1st with 18. 19-20, 1st with 18. 20-21, they were 2nd with 13. 21-22, 1st with 14. 22-23, they're 7th with 9.
Jeez. Yeah, that's horrendous.
So if you want to talk about 7 season syndrome or anything like that, apart from the odd 1 or 2, obviously Van Dijk's come in throughout those seasons. Salah hit really good form within those seasons and all that. But the general
feel for it,
yeah, no, it's always been Klopp's way of playing, and that's it.
If you're coming back to like the whole, are they finished or is Klopp done all this? You can look at it both ways very, very easily. You can see a time when Jota gets fit, Darwin Núñez integrates into the team. They've got Thiago, they've got Henderson back, and all of a sudden they're back to that Liverpool like confidence, fast pace. And you can see that although they've had a terrible start, a run of 3-4 wins and a couple of drop points, they're right there in 2nd or 3rd. Like, it's not that big a gap this early in the season. But then you look, I'm kind of leaning towards more looking at it the other way. You look at this squad, you've got Milner, who's 37, Van Dijk's aging, Salah's 30, Henderson's 34. They're all, and you think of that Klopp, the tempo he plays at, the intensity he asks of them. Are they just slowing down a bit? Have they run their course? This is probably 4 or 5 years with the same group. He doesn't rotate his players much.
I love Milner. You talk about Milner, and you
He's not good enough now, though.
No, he's not. He's not. I was going to say there. People talk about role models for the kids and all that sort of stuff. He's the epitome of a professional. He can play 5 or 6 positions, and no one's ever going to question him. But I think watching him against Napoli the other night was the first time I've ever really looked at him and gone, I think you're probably done now.
I've thought that for a couple of years, to be honest. I don't like if
where it really hits you in the face. Though.
Yeah, like the James Milner now. Would Everton want him? Would Leeds want him? No, I don't think they would.
I wouldn't
Maybe in and around the dressing room, but as an impact player on the pitch, what does he give you now?
Milner wouldn't get in the Baggies team. I mean, I'm not even trying to wind you up. Milner wouldn't get in the West Brom team now. Watching that game,
not now we've signed Rogic.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a great team now. He can't play left back either. We've got Eric Peters. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we can't.
Considering how massive we are, we're a shambles, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Let's not talk about West Brom though, because we will start something.
2016 Prem bottom half.
Yeah,
all started.
Yeah, we have really. But. So I just want to hear your final thoughts. We'll kind of close up this Liverpool debate because we could talk about it for hours, couldn't you? Really? Because there's so many different avenues. Just check it out. You haven't got any more stats for us, have you, on Liverpool that you want to add? Because I know there's a lot of notes there.
No.
It was just before. I didn't want to.
No,
there's nothing worse, and if you've written something, done a bit of research, I'll just cut you off.
No. The rest of it was just theories.
Theories. What other theories have you got then?
Salah's just had a new contract, hasn't he? Have we seen it before where players get big deals? Aubameyang, perfect example.
Yeah.
Gets a big deal, switches off.
It does reek of that, and I hate that.
Salah's got a massive contract. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Premier League. He's got a massive contract.
What's he playing for?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I always, whenever I use that narrative, I always feel lazy saying it. But then he's literally proven it every week. Every week we keep saying Salah's going to score, and every week it goes on. It becomes a bigger thing. It becomes a bigger deal. More pressure, and he doesn't look like he's getting any closer.
Surely it's hard to to keep at that level where he has been for 2 or 3 years.
But just get a couple of goals at least.
Like if you look at him, like technically, you don't think Ronaldo, Neymar, like that bracket of players, and for him to score 30 goals a season for 3 seasons. If you think, is he technically as like gifted as those best players in the world?
No, absolutely no.
Is it just an extended, amazing run of form?
It's like a long purple patch, basically. No, it could be argued that, yeah. I don't know. There's something weird. I can't put my finger on it. So we can like keep discussing this whole Liverpool thing, but I can't. The more I'm leaning towards they're finished. I think it's the end of an era.
I can't see them challenging City again.
I can't either.
Or a Champions League.
I can't see them finishing top 4.
Liverpool won't finish top 4.
They won't finish top 4 this year.
Where do you think they'll finish then?
6th.
Wait, so I feel like I'm putting a little bit of pressure on you now. You don't have to answer this, but can I hear your top 6 prediction if you can come up with it in your head? I know this is proper putting you on the
City
spot.
will win it clearly. Arsenal 2nd.
Yes.
Spurs 3rd. Chelsea 4th. Curveball. Newcastle 5th. Liverpool 6th.
United nowhere to be seen. We absolutely love it.
Sorry,
There you go.
the biggest
I
thing
said
there,
what I said.
Newcastle ahead of Liverpool. Wow.
Just as a curveball.
I like it. I'm all for something different.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's really startled me. I don't know. That's really taken me
But
back.
the way I looked at it was, they've started quite well, Newcastle. They were really unlucky against Liverpool, actually. Poor game management from them. Should have just kept the ball down the other end, but that's by the by. And I think if they had a good transfer window, I thought.
Yeah.
They've started quite well, and I think if they maintain as they are now and have another good January the way they did last year, they flew second half of the season last year. And I know they weren't great first half, but I've said what I said.
I'll rate it. I love that. I wish I'd known that. This whole podcast would have been just about Newcastle.
I said what I said.
But just
Something new.
the final closing point then. I'll ask you the first question that I asked you at the start. Are Liverpool finished then? Yes or no? Just a simple yes or no. Is Klopp's Liverpool finished? Yes or no? That was the question, so I feel like we've got to answer it.
I'm going to say no. They're not finished. They could depends what you class. They could
Well, no,
win an
don't-
FA Cup.
I don't know.
We could win multiple cups. They might get a good run in the Champions League.
Well, they always say the Champions League's our cup and
Yeah.
blah blah.
I'm just going to ask the question. It was the title of this. This will be a clip, the whole thing. So
They're not finished now.
They're not
Okay.
finished. They're dormant.
Well, you
They're
know.
ageing.
Well, I think they are finished. I think Klopp's Liverpool are finished. That is them over. It's an ageing squad.
Do you think he'll be sacked?
I think he should be sacked by the end of the season. If Liverpool got anything about him, it's stagnating. The side's getting old. There's no rotation. There's one plan, and if that doesn't work, they lose. I'm starting to think now this whole, and you can see he's getting wound up in these press conferences and things. You can see he's pushing towards breaking point. I personally sack him.
Sack him.
I think they'll lose again tonight as well. The way I know Rangers haven't been great, but the way Ajax just times throughout that game against Rangers were just embarrassing them. They play with the same confidence.
Yeah, it's not a side you want to play, is it? When you're lacking in energy and fight and things to be playing against a fast-paced Ajax team. But there you go, guys. Let us know in the comment section down below if you think Liverpool are finished. It's 2v1, so kind of help me in the comments, please, guys. But yeah.